lot of the children go unidentified for a long time. Because the child was so high functioning, we didn't suspect anything. But even when the child is very high functioning, there is so much stigma in our society that even if parents know about it, they want to hide it because there is very low level of acceptance. As young parents, we all have our dreams about our child. You look at, my child will do this, my child, and all those dreams just come crashing. And why me is what we start asking. So all of us have to create a society which is not focused only on material success, and learn where we can really take something good from those values. It's not all about, how much money we have, what bank balance we have. We are all moving towards in that direction with inventions, modern technological advances, especially artificial intelligence and all. No more your degrees are going to be important. That formal education is not going to be so important as it was in the past. It's the skills, it's the unique talents each one of us has. That is going to be important. And that is there in plenty amongst the special children as well. Early detection and early acceptance, which is the toughest part of the journey. In any family who has witnessed a special individual in their, close vicinity or within the family. So here's this story of a small boy who is a very cute little 5-year-old. You can start at the age of 5, when he was very good looking, very cute, very intelligent, who was a voracious reader even at the age of 5, who used to ask a lot of questions like any other child in Indian, families. He was fed on a lot of our mythological stories and in history and the rich culture we have. He was smart enough to at the age of 5, he asked his grandmother. He had heard stories of Gandhiji, he had heard stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata. He said, if non-violence is so good, why didn't Ram use non-violence against Ravan? I mean, I think for a 5-year-old, it's quite a pertinent question. So that's how smart he was. And everybody thought he was very mischievous. He would not be still when in a classroom as he started going to school. So everybody thought academically he's very fine, he's so intelligent, you don't have to worry, he's just restless. But nobody realized that there was anything wrong for a long time. Here we are looking at, the early identification part. Also, one of the reasons was for a few years, he was looked after mainly by his grandmother, and parents had to be away for some time. That was one of the reasons everybody thought, he's being pampered by a lot by his grandmother, and that's why he's so mischievous. He doesn't sit still in the classroom. So finally, the parents moved him when he was in 2nd grade from a big school, which was one of the best schools in the city where he was, to a smaller outfit, which was run by a lady called Gurveen Kaur. She is a famous educationist, and she was running this school based on her research experiments, postdoctoral research, which she had done. They were not a special school. She was able to manage him very well. And until he was around 11, 12, he went to that school. And when he was in 8th standard, right to education had been passed around that time. And that required that the schools, big infrastructure, playgrounds and all. And this school, unfortunately, the focus was not on making the school big, but imparting quality education. And they didn't have the facilities which the right to education wanted. And so the school had to be decided to close down the school. And this boy had to be pulled out of that small school where he had adjusted well. And then his parents put him in another bigger school, which had a very good reputation of being an alternative school. But the founder of that school, who had started it on alternative basis, was no more, that school had changed culturally or ideologically the way it was. This boy could not adjust in that school for more than 2 weeks. After that, the real suffering and misery of this child started. His parents tried everything. They tried sending him to other learning centers. They tried sending him to, homeschooling, NIOS, all kinds of things, but nothing really worked. And this was in the city of Hyderabad. This was around 2012, 2013. This was a very, very traumatic period for this boy as well as his parents, because the child felt he was suspended from the school. He took that to his heart so badly that he carried it until late 3-4 years, even after he, left the school. So, in short, when this traumatic journey started, that is when seeing this, the child's uncle, who was a psychiatrist in the US, was visiting Hyderabad, and he saw everything. And he said, "You guys have to now go back to the US. He needs better care. He's not receiving what he needs here." And the parents decided to pack their bags, left everything here. They could afford to go back to the US because they had already lived there for some time, and they took him there. There he was admitted in a public school. He went through various assessments, and not that in India they did not try. When he was sent out of that bigger school, they had started knocking on various institutions, agencies for proper assessment, but there were no satisfactory support they had received in that phase. But after going to the US, they went through adapted a 3-pronged approach to his care, where there was proper medical assessments of what was wrong, why he was not able to adjust in a bigger school setting, what is it that he's going through. So that was one aspect. Then there was this education system, which was the second pillar, and like a tripod. And the third was the family care and other extracurricular activities, other therapies, etc. So all this 3-pronged approach really helped this boy so much that he passed out from high school in the US. High school is 12th grade with honors, and now he's in college and he's exploring possibilities of what should be his career ahead. He is looking at equine world as a possibility for his career ahead. So what was this boy's diagnosis? He was diagnosed with autism spectrum, Asperger's, high-functioning autism, which made high-functioning autism, I don't know how many of you all are familiar, but high-functioning autism autism is a very big spectrum. People on the lower spectrum are usually not very verbal. Some of them are not at all verbal. Some of them can speak little bit. But high-functioning autism are verbal. They say each child with autism is different. So you cannot say that my child is autistic, but he speaks, or he speaks so much, he understands. So there are differences, but there are some commonalities which you all might be knowing. I don't want to go into the details of what is autism, but yes, this boy was suffering from Asperger's and few other comorbidities like anxiety issues and all, which because he had not received this proper care and there was no proper diagnosis right in the beginning, He had gone through whatever this journey he had, traumatic journey he went through. So all the care was to take care of this. I mean, he was treated for whatever that identification was. And today I am proud to say that I am the mother of this boy who was diagnosed with autism. Seeing what we went through in this, like whatever, in spite of being so well aware, well educated, with enough resources to do whatever we could if we wanted to. In spite of that, what we went through, I didn't want everybody to go through, that sort of a journey. And that's why I decided to start this NGO called Margika, on whose behalf I am here talking today. Why I wanted to tell this story is because my story reflects my son's story, and it's my story, which it reflects exactly all these steps we all parents go through when we have a special needs individual in our family. How so? We'll just go through. I spoke about early detection and early acceptance. These are the most crucial steps in our lives. Why? Because early detection does not happen due to several factors. Early detection, as in our case, special needs is a huge umbrella. Special needs, when we say special needs children, we are focusing mainly on we have adapted WHO's, that is World Health Organization's definition of mental health, which includes severe mental health disorders, common mental health disorders, then developmental disorders, and learning disabilities, epilepsy, substance abuse. It's a wide spectrum because our focus is on children. And in India, detection, a lot of the children go unidentified for a long time. In our case, because the child was so high functioning, we didn't suspect anything. But even when the child is very high functioning, there is so much stigma in our society that even if parents know about it, they want to hide it because there is very low level of acceptance. And so this is about early detection. Once you have early detection, the first thing a parent goes through, which I have gone through, is denial. No, how can my child, so intelligent, so bright, how can he have any issues? It's impossible. What did I do wrong? Where did I do wrong? Didn't I take good care when I was pregnant? What could be the cause? So first reaction is denial, and then anger, and then grief, because depending on the severity of the issue, your world collapses. As young parents, we all have our dreams about our child. You look at, my child will do this, my child, and all those dreams just come crashing. And why me is what we start asking. And that is where, we need good support, good understanding of what we are going through. And once early acceptance, or how long you take to accept this, determines your future journey and your quality of the outcomes ahead. How you manage that child's or individual's journey ahead depends on, and how fast he shows the progress depends on how early you detect the issue or the challenge. Secondly, how early you accept it and how early you start working on it and seek support. So these are the crucial things, and we were, by God's grace, although there was a delay, later on we were so lucky to have tapped the right kind of resources, bring it to the, use it appropriately. And that's why today my dream is to have my child as a role model for all other special needs children. And a lot of people used to ask me, why do you talk about yourself? How will your child feel? Why should you tell that he's got this problem. I'm not ashamed. Why should I be ashamed to say that my child has some challenges? Everybody has some challenges. It's whether the society has decided what is normal and what is not normal. We have so many unidentified individuals, even amongst so-called normal people, who go through these, who have these challenges, and everybody suffers because of them, and they themselves also suffer. So my point is, it is very, very important for us family members to start educating ourselves, to understand and learn to look at life in a broader perspective. Don't get caught up in this rat race where each child has to score in their 10th class, 12th class boards. They have to score, these many marks. They have to do IIT or engineering, do medicine, and then, get a corporate job or earn so much money and then buy a big house and blah, blah, blah. Everybody doesn't have to do that. Life is not about only this kind of success. And I'm not here trying to preach. I am walking the talk. This is how I'm living. And this is how now my dreams have changed. Once your dreams change, once you learn to look at life differently, things just start falling in place. You become happy. Everybody, your child is happy, and everybody becomes happy. So it's all about your mental makeup and how you perceive things. And we need to, and as I'm assuming people who are here today are, somehow they are related to something to do with special needs people. Either you may be the parents, you may be the family members, or you may be empathizing with this cause. So all of us have to create a society which is not focused only on material success, and learn to celebrate joys. And our values today have changed so much. Our values need to change. We have to get back to some of our traditional values where we can really take something good from those values. It's not all about, how much money we have, what bank balance we have. So, and fortunately or unfortunately, in the modern world, gradually we are all, whether you like it or not, we are all moving towards in that direction. With inventions, modern technological advances, especially artificial intelligence and all, no more your degrees are going to be important. That formal education is not going to be so important as it was in the past. It's the skills, it's the unique talents each one of us has. That is going to be important. And that is there in plenty amongst the special children as well. So I would like to end this talk by saying that focus on the strengths of your special child or the special individual in your family. Don't focus on the negativities, and celebrate and encourage and strengthen their strengths. That will bring you joy.